This call is being recorded.
Welcome to A Diary of a Fashionista, everyone. Now, just a quick programming announcement on Ask When. Due to my life is still like a cuckoo clock. I'm not kidding. It's like a cuckoo clock. And so what I've decided to do is and Danielle knows this because she helps with scheduling too. And so what we've decided to do is do batch recordings on Fridays and to let them loose on the Lipson feed on Tuesdays. And now Danielle and I are not using the Simplecast feed anymore. So you guys need, those of you who do listen to Ask When, who also listen to A Diary of a Fashionista, need to transfer over to the Simplecast feed if to the Simplecast feed. Listen to me. To the Lipson feed if you haven't already done so. And I believe the 301 redirect is working finally and is catching everything up. But if it isn't, and you don't see the latest episode of Ask When, number one, refresh your feed. Number two, contact me ASAP because if the rest isn't working, we have a problem. So if it isn't, if you're not seeing the latest episode, which is Dean Carroll of Ask When, refresh your feed in whatever podcast player you use, including the Amazon smart speakers and the Google ones, because we're on TuneIn. And then if it's still not working, you can contact me and I'll take it from there and give Simplecast a run for the money. But today, Danielle and I are going to be talking about blessings of CP with the help of what I like to affectionately call people power. And so, and of course, technology is not working on Danielle's end again. So, Danielle is going to be reading her notes instead of iPad voice. So, I'm going to let Danielle take it away so that she can do it without her cold getting in the way. Thank you very much. She also has a cold too. Yeah. So I'm gonna let Danielle take it away, and then I'll jump in when she needs me.
No, 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 you have me every day to be a no more see the help me learn how to share help me with the whole world I needed it.
Well,
How that help me get the
well, I wish I could say that the biological family that I still have, thank you very much, could help me, but they are number one, we're scattered all across the U.S. And number two, slash we're scattered internationally, and so primarily in Bahamas, my mom's side. And so even though they say they and I hate to say this, but I'm just throwing this out there, and it's public knowledge now. Even though they say they love me, they are not showing it. They are not showing it, and I'll get into what they did to me on when we do the episode on November 1, what the future holds. Yes, I'll be back dating that, and yes, I'll be telling you guys the story. But I have my stepmom who is helping me day in, day out. And I also have my stepsister, and I also have two aides that help me day in, day out. So one is primarily helping me day in, day out. The other one comes in 2 days a week. But really, as I said, and you guys will hear this on Monday's episode. As I said, I want to build a firm, nice, cohesive relationship, not a screaming match with my stepsister and my stepmom and my aide, because those are the people who are going to be really helping me. And what I have learned is through this whole process of dealing with my dad's death, I have learned that my family, I hate to say it, but they don't care. They care less about me. I mean, they see, what happened is I'm a trust fund baby, and I'm still acquiring a trust fund. But I found this out when I was 17 years old, that I was going to be acquiring a trust fund. And from my mom's side, not from my dad's side, no way. And so I figured that they would help me and they would support me, but no, that hasn't happened yet. And I wish that they would, but I've accepted the fact that since May 19th, I have my adopted family, which happens to be my stepmom's family, and I have my stepsister, and I have my two aides. And my biological blood related family is not going to help, even if I ask them nicely. And I'll tell you why on November 1, why this podcast was set up. Danielle doesn't even know why this podcast was set up. But I am going to tell my counselor on Tuesday. You guys will be hearing this episode on Thursday, but you will be hearing another one on Monday. And so the lung cancer interview on Monday. And I'm going to be telling my counselor on Tuesday that I don't want a relationship with my biological family, because they're not going to come out here when push comes to shove. I mean, they came out here for my mom, but other than that, they didn't check in or fly out to help my dad, or do anything to help us during those 9 days, including my aide who was here, who's still here. So I I hate to throw my biological family under the bus, but it's the fact of life that my biological family won't be helping me. And yes, they can talk and squawk if they hear this podcast, but it's the truth. They say they love me, but then they turn around, and when I ask them nicely to help me, they just want to treat me like the black sheep. And no way am I sad about it. I was sad about it for one day, But then I got over it because, and now with me being in counseling, I'm definitely over it because I don't want anything to do with them, nor does my A, nor does my stepmom. I mean, we don't want anything to do with them. So unfortunately, I wish my mom was still alive to see how her family's treating me because it's interesting. Um, she kept saying families number one. She kept saying families number one, but then she kept saying to my dad, "Don't talk about my family." And yeah, they have. Um, they will push things under the rug until we trip over the rug, and they will push things under the rug, and they will um, they will push things under the rug until we trip over the rug. Like I give you an example, they were, and I'll go into more detail in this on November 1. They didn't communicate with me on something very, 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 very important, and I'll say what that was on November 1. But then they did something, and I'll leave it at that for November 1. But communications is getting back to communications is key. If they, if my family just would have been kind enough to communicate with us, yeah, that would have been a little bit better than what they did. But no, they just don't want to communicate. They just don't want. They want to, I guess, be. They want to. Um, I guess what I'm trying to say is they're very manipulative, and I'm now dealing with that. But I guess they don't want to help a person with CP, and it breaks my heart, but that's the way it is. And because my mom's family is in international waters and won't necessarily allow me to go down there, yeah, that makes communications even harder because and they're using the Hurricane Dorian as the excuse of all excuses, and it's like, really, really, just communicate, just communicate. That's why we say communication is key. I don't care how you do it. Carry pigeon, drawing a picture. I don't care how you communicate with me and Danielle, but communication is important. And I'll get into what my family did on November 1. Danielle doesn't even know what they did. And I'll just leave it at that. And then we'll get into it publicly. We're doing a double episode on both feeds. So I'm going to say welcome to a Diary of a Fashionista. Welcome to Ask Win. But I think, I hate to say this, but Danielle has had interesting family dynamics, and so, but Danielle at this point is luckier than me, luckier than me, but because she's not lost both um both her parents and her stepdad either. So she's not lost anyone yet. Which the day that happens, I'll be there for her, and the day that happens, I might be driving down Valley to be there for her. But basically, where, as they say, I'll let Danielle jump back in. As they say, you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your family. But at the same time, if your family is toxic, please stay away from the toxic family members because that will get you in small trouble and it's worse. And so now I'm staying away from the toxic family members, let alone they don't want to speak to me. So, um, so I think Danielle is luck- luckier than I am at this point because she actually has biological family that she can rely on. Those who are out here. And so, Danielle, do you want to say anything else before we exit?
Ah, ah, stay with you. So, right.
You, you agree with me to stay away? You agree with me to stay away from the toxic family members? Oh my God. That's, yeah. That's, a lesson that Danielle and I learned the hard way. And I'm still learning it, you guys. And, uh, you should see, well, you should see what interesting family dynamics the family members have after they lose someone, after we all lose someone twice. And so, yeah, but I am, one thing I will tell you is those who I can trust, my stepmom, my stepsister, my aides, Danielle, I will always trust these guys. And I'm learning to keep my guard up and stay away from the toxic family members. And that's all I can do. And counseling, the road to recovery is a blessing. I've decided I am blessed enough to have health insurance covered. But if you have a family member who's going through a crisis, as we said when you guys hear the episode on Monday, you can go back and listen to the episode on Monday or listen to them back to back. I don't care. But as we said, just support the family members who may be in crisis because it's easier if you go to if you support the family members, and it's much easier if you support people, support people. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm not trying to throw people under this bus anymore, but I'm just being honest. My biological family, they've been out here twice, and twice, and I'll get more into that on November 1. But yeah, and the reason why we're doing this on November 1 is because it would have been my dad's 69th birthday. And I'm going to tell you like it is on my dad's 69th birthday. And we should probably drop the episode as soon as we recorded on November 1. And so, yes, Danielle, let's do that. Let's drop the episode of What the Future Holds for both of us on November 1 so these guys can hear it on both speeds. And so, yeah, she said okay as I scared her in the middle of the podcast. That's how we roll, you guys. Man in the middle of the podcast. But yeah, Dan, you said okay. But that but I'm just telling you, stay away from the toxic family members. They don't help. They don't help. The spotty ones help. And I've decided that my step aunt, who is my stepmom's sister, is more supportive than my biological aunts. And yeah, I have interesting family dynamics. But I'm coming to realize, and I came to realize this when my dad was never. I came to realize this that no one is going to help me. Um, I mean, I didn't even see my dad's sister who lives in Boulder, and I said, Well, I talked to her when he was in the hospital up here, and I didn't even see the one that lives in New York. Now, granted, the one that lives in New York has a lot going on, but I talked to the one who lives in Boulder, and I said, if we come, I was flat out honest. I said, if we come down there, are you going to help me physically? Are you going to help me get dressed? Her response to me was, I got to go to work. I'm working like Mad Woman. And that was her response. Then I'll say a text message that she sent to me the day my dad was diagnosed with cancer on November 1. And so I that's when I learned, when push comes to shove, I have to rely on other people. I can't rely on my own family, because my own family is focused on their lives. And I said, we're, I said, if we come down there, I didn't say what I really wanted to say is, yes, we're coming down there. Yes, this hospital is not helping us. Yes, we're coming down to Denver. Are you going to help me? I said, I was very calm to her at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I said, as I said, are you going to help me? And this was my dad's old, no, this was my dad's youngest sister, Sally, who is actually a nurse at Kaiser Permanente. And so I said, are you going to help me get dressed? You know I need help. You know I need help. And so she goes, no, I got to go to work. So that's when I learned that I got to rely on other people to help me. And that's why I am staying away from toxic family members right now, and getting all my life organized without them, without asking them for help or support or anything else, because if they're just going to be toxic to me, I don't need that. I don't need that. I need help. I need support. And that's being said. One last programming announcement. Um, I had a podcast scheduled on Tuesday during at 1 p.m. And this person goes, my time, and then you'll notice because she saw the email, so let's forward me the email. And she this person goes, my time is very valuable. This is the second time Win has canceled on me. Now, granted, I was busy. Well, the first time I canceled on this person, it was probably during my dad's medical emergency, and I can't remember. But if you guys don't respect my mental health, now we're talking about my mental health here. If you guys don't respect my mental health, or if you guys don't respect Danielle's mental health and the TLC we might need behind the scenes, unsubscribe right now, please. Unsubscribe right now. We don't want toxic people in our fan base who don't support two women with cerebral palsy, and that's all I'll say about that. And so, Danielle, do you want to say anything else about my third and final programming announcement?
Uh, uh, mm,
Oh, you always agree with me. You always agree. She said, I agree twice. You always agree because CP can change in 2 seconds flat, and mental health is and TLC is very important. Self care is very important. What people fail to forget is counseling is a form of self care, just as
yeah.
snowboarding is, and I'll announce something next week and about snowboarding. And just as snowboarding is, or going for a walk, or listening to a podcast, as you do the dishes, or listening to music. I mean, it's all self care. So you guys got to be mindful of all, Danielle included, of all self care. And so, yeah, I just wanted to mention that if you don't like me talking about going to counseling, unsubscribe right now. I don't care about the download numbers. I have decided that I don't care about the download numbers of Ask Win or Diary of a Fashionista. I want those true fans that love and support us, and I know Danielle agrees with me on that one.
Yeah.
And we don't necessarily care about book sales. We just want the true fans that love and support us and occasionally buy our books. And that's how we roll as content creators. And yeah. So, Danielle, do you want to lead everyone out?
Yeah. I do. Yeah. You. So. So. Uh. Uh.
Well, thank you guys. And yeah. We'll keep you guys updated on this cuckoo clock of mine and this cuckoo clock that Danielle's now joined. And so thanks for following us, and we'll catch you guys next week on Monday. And as it gets closer to November 1, we'll keep you guys updated if the episode is going to happen. And so, yeah, we'll just keep you guys updated. To follow us, you know where to find us. Just type in the Diary of a Fashionista on Facebook. You can follow the public page there, or you can follow the Twitter account on a Diary of a Fashionista, and it's the two of us. Both it's a logo on the Facebook page, but it still says Diary of a Fashionista. And it's the two of us on Twitter, both on the snowboards, and I'll make the announcement on snowboarding next week. So thanks, you guys. Have a great Thursday. Bye, you guys.
Bye.